Everybody, welcome on in. NorCal Sports Network. The Giants pull it off today. 2 wins. They win the suspended game in easy fashion. And it looked like another easy win tonight in the Nightcap. And, man, the ninth inning woes continue, and the Giants hold on with the tying run at the plate in Austin Riley. But they get it done. Giants win 2 games in Atlanta. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about them beating the Braves, who have the best record in baseball. I'm not sure if they do anymore with the Dodgers winning. But I think the Braves look very beatable right now. And we'll talk about that. I don't know how the Braves have been doing it. You know how they've been doing it, actually? They've had a darn good bullpen all year. But they're vulnerable right now. Looks like they need some additions. So we'll get into that. We got a game tomorrow, but the Giants have won 3 in a row here. And Dallas, I'm not sure if he'll join us tonight or not. I haven't heard from him, so we'll see if Dallas will pop in or not tonight. But let's get this thing going. All right, everybody, thanks for being here. We want to give a shout out to our sponsors of the show. Let's give a shout out to Prize Picks. Prize Picks, as you know, is a daily fantasy app. Let me put up the Prize Picks logo here, and we need the promo code right there. Want to make sure you use that promo code when reaching out to Prize Picks. It's a daily fantasy app where you build lineups by choosing whether players will have more or less than a projected stat total. And right now, new users can get $50 in lineups when they play their first $5 in lineups, win or lose. Prize Picks is now available in 50 states. Download the Prize Picks app today. Build your lineup and follow along while watching the games. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. All right, guys. Giants bats continue with, Willie Adames getting home runs in both games today. The Giants go back-to-back off a left-handed pitcher in the first game with Arraez, and then not Devers, but Devers hit a home run earlier, but Arraez and Eldridge. And I just love seeing Bryce Eldridge play first base. I really do. Just, him out there is just good to see him being part of the game and not just having him as, a DH at 21. So, but the squad played good baseball today. The exception, Matt Gage didn't look good in the ninth. But how about Carson Whisenhunt he gets through 5 with no runs, and then in the 6th inning, he didn't get any outs. So technically, he went 5 innings and gave up 2 runs. But Whisenhunt looked good. And Gregorio, you're right. Now the Giants could maybe trade the likes of Adames, Chapman, and Devers. Let's hope so. That's what they need to be doing. They need to be out there looking to get rid of these guys. Now, the Giants have won the first 2 on this road trip. So you take that. Can they get their first sweep tomorrow? The Braves look very, very vulnerable, in my opinion. It looks to me like they have very little, would I say, I don't think Mauricio Dubon, although he hits the homer in the 9th to make it 7-4, I don't think Dubon is going to continue to be this big-time hitter in the second half. I don't think Dom Smith continues to be all of that. Yaz is Yaz. They really miss Acuna tonight, who's going to be out probably now till about the All-Star break or maybe after the All-Star break. And then Michael Harris. That's what makes this team run. There's about 4 or 5 guys in the Braves lineup. It's Matt Olson, it's Ronald Acuna, it's Michael Harris. Those are the main 3. And then you've got, of course, Ozzie Albies. Austin Riley had a great season a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago, but he's had some down years back to back. This might be his 3rd consecutive season of being pretty weak. So I think this is a time for the Giants to be able to take advantage of that Braves missing guys, So let's see, let's see what happens. Does Rafi Devers, he hits a home run today. Nice to see. Is he, look, I would think there might be some teams that would want these guys. Look, the Giants the one thing that concerns me, and I don't know where you guys are at on this. I believe you're probably in the same place, but the one thing the Giants cannot do and Buster Posey cannot do is look at what you want to look at is called any kind of fool's gold or false flags or whatever you want to call it. If the Giants rattle off 6, 7 in a row, and all of a sudden right now they're 12. What's the Giants record? Are they 12? Let me take a peek here. The Giants are now 31-43. So they're 12 under. If they win the next 4 games in a row and they're all of a sudden 35-43 and they're on a 7-game winning streak, that's still 8 under. They'll just likely give it back, very quickly and go back to 10, 12 under. So hey, evening, Foss. Do not get this thing and run it back. If Buster Posey gets I was thinking of this, what do you guys think? I think Buster is in a major predicament right now. Think about this, guys. Think about this. Buster Posey is in such a predicament because he built this big giant trench or, hole, volcanic hole that he's put himself in with the signings of Chapman and Adames, and then going out and basically trading for Devers, which looks like now it was a knee-jerk reaction because they can't sign anybody. And by the way, we're going to get into this tomorrow. Be looking out for a video I recorded on the Giants and this whole thing going on with Pride Night, okay? I'll give you a couple of hints to it. It's going to come out tomorrow morning. And it's a 10, 15-minute long video. I can't remember exactly how many minutes it was, but the video is I'm not taking any sides on the Pride Night, okay? It's not what it is. It's not a controversial video. I think it's all about we should just be inclusive of everybody, and the focus should be on baseball, not on Pride Night. And a lot of it has to do with Mike Kruko's comments that were out there, and it's just totally blown out of proportion, the whole thing. But what I want to tell you about something there's to be thinking about, and it kind of fits in what my point is with Buster Posey digging a hole here. There's a part where I talk about in the video that this is going to affect the Giants' ability to sign free agents that are people of faith, because they're going to look at this and go, I don't want to subject myself to that. And if the Giants, have a tough time getting star. Hey, think about this. And I'll throw this out there. I don't know what Bryce Eldridge is thinking, but I know Bryce Eldridge, when he hit that grand slam the other night or the other day to walk off, the first thing he said was, all glory to God. Well, when someone says that, like that, they are a person of faith and are committed their lives to God. And if he gets wind of this and this Bay Area media attacking and the players and all of that, there's a possibility Bryce doesn't want to sign a long-term deal in the next few months or year and bypass his arbitration years and just plays out his 6 years and says, I'll take myself elsewhere. I don't know what Bryce is thinking. I'm just saying, be careful. I think Bryce probably is not thinking that way, but you just have to accept things and stop putting people in, pointing out one side versus just let it. Just it's ridiculous. It really is dumb. So, and I'll be talking a little bit of. I talked about some of the. I didn't talk about the Bryce thing in the video, but I'm just bringing that out. But I'll get back to my point with Buster Posey here. He's dug himself a huge hole, and here's the dilemma Buster Posey has. Does he try to get out of the contracts right now? It doesn't make him look that great of an executive in some ways because he's barely had him. Adames been here a year and a half. Devers been here a year. Chapman's been here 2.5 years now. And if you're trying to get rid of all of these contracts, doesn't look great, but it's the necessary thing to do. And I think it shows, on one hand, hey, made a mistake. I'm going to get myself out of it. But on the other hand, what happens if he doesn't do anything? Then what is he thinking, that he's going to come back with it all and run it back next year when these guys are all of a sudden going to be better next year? I think it's a mess to be in. And I think the only way out of it personally is just build from within and go young and suck it up. And, the fact that some people say, oh, people won't show up for a rebuild. They're showing up for one of the worst teams in baseball right now. There was 40,000 people there Saturday and Sunday. Sunday was packed after they had already lost the first 2 games against the Cubs. It was packed. So people aren't coming because the Giants are good and they're fun to watch. They're coming because it's entertainment at a wonderful ball yard. And that's the whole thing. And Jeremy Lopez says, we're back, Dan. No, Jeremy, they've won 3 in a row. They do that. They will watch them give up the next 4. I could easily see the Giants losing 3 of the next 4. Losing tomorrow. They haven't had a sweep all year. Although tomorrow's a good shot for their first sweep, because the pitching matchup tomorrow is what is the pitching matchup tomorrow? Let's see. Why am I not getting tomorrow's date on here? Let me see. The pitching matchup, Landon Roop against Martin Perez. So they have a shot tomorrow. They have a shot, although Perez is having a decent year. It's 5-3 with a 2.90 ERA with a whip of only 1.05. Yeah. But anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And, but the Giants are a team that is, it's reeling. They've got to sell. The only way I would not, and I did a video the other day on trading Logan Webb. The only way I wouldn't trade Webb is if you were able to trade guys like Devers, Adames, and Chapman, and then you saved all that money and went out and built a strong bullpen and a starting staff, and then let some of your young guys do the work for you. And here's the other thing I'll tell you what I was thinking about, guys. Elliot Ramos, I'm not sure when he's due back, if it's in the next week or 2, but if no trades are made, you have to play Casey Schmidt in left field and move Ramos to right. Now, that doesn't make for the greatest outfield. I get it. And then you got to put Jung-Hoo Lee in left. It is not the greatest outfield, and it will hurt them a little bit defensively. But you can't put Schmidt on the bench. You're definitely not putting Eldridge on the bench. So the only other option would be, if they're not going to do that, would be to play Casey Schmidt at first base one day, second base another day, shortstop another day, third base another day, left field another day, and DH another day. And then he's in the lineup 6 days, but only one person is missing a game a week. And that's, maybe Devers gets a day off. Arraez gets a day off. Adames gets a day off. Chapman gets a day off. Ramos gets a day off. You could do something like that. And you can move Casey literally to 6 positions, 5 positions in the field and a DH, and Casey stays in the lineup. Or if you want to give Casey one day off, you can play him 5 days a week out of the 6 games. And I'm assuming 6 games. If you have a 7-game week, then maybe Casey gets a day off. There's 2 ways to handle it. If you want to go with your best defense, then, which is Jung-Hoo Lee in right and a Gilbert or a Bader in center, but we'll see where this thing goes. But hey guys, I am going to throw the link in here. If you haven't been in the chat before, I'm looking for new people to come into the chat. All right. I want first timers. Casey, if you're out there, jump in. I'd love to have Casey hop in to the chat and cover with me. Let me put that in the chat here, the link. One sec here. All right, there we go. So let me see what's going on here. Okay. Hold on. I'm just doing a quick text. All right. So anybody, let's see. Oh, Dallas said he would be on soon. Okay. I didn't see that. Was he in the chat there? Thank you, Mark Gravy Graves. I haven't seen Dallas comment in here. So, yeah. All right. Well, Dallas will join us soon here then. Let's see. Where else are we going? My audio's cutting in and out. Let me check my audio here. Hold on. What's going on? Audio. Micro default speakers, Yeti. Yeti microphone. Okay. All right. Microphone. All right. How's my mic now, guys? Am I hanging in there? Am I doing all right? I'll bring it up here a little more. We good? Test 1, 2, 3. All right. Audio sounds good to me. I trust my top mod. Longtime OG, Mark Gravy Graves. All right. Thank you, Philip. All right. So Giants win 2 today. Really, that's, it's and by the way, Robbie Ray pitched wonderful today. 6 1/3, no runs. That's a good thing. The Braves can use more pitching. They do not have great starting pitching. I don't know how they've done it all year long, because Chris Sale, they've had tremendous amount of injuries. I mean, they've had injuries to Strider. He started off on the IL. Now he's back on the IL after coming back for a while. They've had Schwellenbach out. This is going to be, I think I think the whole thing with where's my train of thought here? Where was I going? I got distracted. What the heck was I going to say? I lost it. Anyway, trying to run the board, text, and different things, and the mic. Everybody tells me the mic's fine, so I don't know who was saying it was cutting in and out, but I just lost my train of thought. It just drives me nuts when I do that. I get, you know what? I get so many texts during a show. I get, I don't know what it is. I get easily distracted. So maybe I should turn my phone off. Let's see. What do we got? Comments in here. Time to trade Vitello? I don't think so. I think the Giants outmanaged the Braves today. I really do. Let me tell you what I mean by this. The Braves went with a bullpen for the suspended game, and they didn't have much of the bullpen left. And then J.R. Ritchie got shellacked by the Giants, and the Giants pitched Robbie Ray, which technically, he started in the bottom of the second, was like a regular start for him. There was no difference. It was just like he got a free inning because he got to start the whole game today, his regular routine, get his 20 minutes in the bullpen, get his outfield throwing in before the game, do all of his stretching like he was starting because the game technically started in the bottom of the second. So it was like a brand new game for Ray. He goes 6 1/3, and the Braves went with a bullpen game, and the Giants had a fresh bullpen for the nightcap. I really think the Giants and Tony Vitello actually were outsmarted Walt Weiss and the Atlanta Braves. So the Braves, who's starting tomorrow for the Braves? Why didn't the Braves call up somebody to pitch like the Giants did? I mean, the Giants had to send Carson Whisenhunt across the country to pitch today. You got an extra man to pitch in a player for that second game today. Why didn't the Braves just bring up a good pitcher, starting pitcher? I don't know. I just think, the Giants starting Ray in the first game allowed Whisenhunt to fly to get into town, for tonight's game. It was a 7:15 start. I can't remember I think he left early this morning. If I heard right, maybe I'm wrong. Correct me. Does anybody know about that with Whisenhunt? Did he fly this morning and get into Atlanta this afternoon? I think that's what I heard Dave Fleming say. The Braves, they've got their, I think they've got their AAA team, if I'm not mistaken, right there in Georgia. There was nobody to call up. You got, like I said, you got that extra player. I don't know. What else? Giants, enjoy the double win. It's good. I mean, there's so many potential trades out there, guys, that can be had and made. We'll just see what's out there. I mean, I see something in the chat about Austin Riley for Matt Chapman straight up. Isn't Riley signed for several years? Didn't he sign one of those long-term deals with the Braves that they're so famous for? I'm going to pull up Cott's contracts right now and take a look at the Braves. The Braves have Austin Riley is signed for $22 million a year, and it goes all the way through 2030. Now, Austin Riley is 29. He's a few years younger than Chapman. Would I do that deal? Well, Riley's got some potential, but he's had some rough years. I might do that deal, and here's why I might do that deal. If I got someone that was willing to take Matt Chapman off my hands, I think I would take this deal. Here's why. I get rid of a 33-year-old player making $25 million for the next 4 years, and I pick up a Austin Riley who has at least through 2030 he's signed. It doesn't go beyond 2030 COTS, so I'm not sure, but it's showing $21 million for the competitive balance tax through 2030. That's 4 more years. Now I gain a few $1 million. I save. If anybody knows what Austin Riley, if he's signed beyond 2030, let me know. John says, hear me out, Johnny. I haven't finished my thought. I'm one step ahead of you, Johnny Chisati. I'm taking Austin Riley because he's the younger player that I can turn around and flip. Okay? He will be easier to trade than a Matt Chapman because he's 29. So now, if someone takes my salary and Matt Chapman off my hands, I don't have that bogging me down till he's 37 years old. So now I've got a 29-year-old Riley that's making $21 million a year, much more tradable contract. I can flip that to any team just about. He doesn't have a no trade clause like Chapman, so I'm free to trade him to 29 other teams. And if there's a team that has a third baseman that goes down, I can flip him there. I can also think that Austin Riley has a better upside potential for more bounce back because he is only 29 and he was a highly touted prospect coming up in the system. So we'll see. But I would do that deal, but I don't think that's even a deal being discussed. That's a hypothetical that came up in the chat, but it would, yes, I would do it though. What do I think about Casey being dropped down to 7 in the lineup? He had a little cold spell. I don't have a problem with it. Chapman was down there at the 7 spot. He got hot. They moved him up to 3rd. Casey gets hot again. They'll move him back up. He did have 2 hits today. He was 2 for, let me look. Come on. Darn it. 1 second here. Casey Schmidt was 2 for 4 in the first game, up to 280. And in the second game, he was also 2 for 4 and raised his batting average to 283. Hey, look, Casey Schmidt is hitting 283 with a 509 slugging percentage. He doesn't have a great on-base percentage. He doesn't walk enough. 313. That's getting into Luis Arraez territory, you know, when Arraez hit 292 last year and had a 313 on-base percentage. Got to walk more, Casey, and he probably will as he gets. But Casey's slugging percentage, just to give you an idea where his slugging percentage is, Casey is at hold on, I just hit the wrong button there. Box score. Casey's got a slugging percentage of 822. 822. Only Eldridge has a higher one, 963. But Luis Arraez is 813 and Jung-Hoo Lee 805. Giants have the most hits in all of baseball right now, if you can believe that, guys. The Giants, San Francisco Giants, it has not been the issue is hitting. It's been timely hitting earlier in the year, but it's been the bullpen and the starting pitching has been the problem. If you shored up that starting pitching in the offseason and you had shored up the bullpen, the Giants right now are sitting at 31 and 43. I would beg to tell you that the Giants would be probably 37 and 37 right now. 6 games, which is a 12-game swing. if they had a better bullpen and better starting pitching with the lineup, they would be a 500 club, and we'd be talking about a different thing, because we would be talking about the idea that Eldridge has come in and helped the darn offense like crazy. And they have been, instrumental. Eldridge has in putting this team where it is, as far as, the offensive firepower that the Giants show. So I'm going to excuse myself one quick sec. I need some water. You know what? I'll just text my wife. Hold on. I've got, let me just see if, and I'll just do this. Oh, wait, Dallas is coming in, so I can actually leave. All right. I can actually go get my water. I'll be right back.
Dan's gonna get his water. Hey everybody, how's it going? Couple of a pair of wins against the best team in baseball. That's pretty good for one day's work for the Giants. I'm sure you guys have touched on a lot of the details of the game here, but I thought I'd pop on and weigh in a little bit. I am in Rockland, California, or Roseville, California, one of the two, home of Logan Webb, or very close, at the water park here. Took the kids to some late afternoon fun, and so they're out riding the water slides, and I stepped away to talk a little Giants baseball. So,
there we go. Hopefully they're being watched. They're not in danger of
drowning.
I didn't want to say the word, but yeah.
Yeah, no, they're fine. They've got plenty of supervision.
Good. Did you get a chance to see the games?
Yeah, the first game I watched completely, and then I listened to the second game all the way up until about the sixth inning or so, and then I went to the water park. So the end of the game I didn't catch, other than looking at the stats here on my phone and reading the log.
They made it interesting in the ninth,
as the bullpen tends to do.
Yeah.
But my takeaway is I thought Vitello did a good job pitching Robbie Ray in the first game.
We talked about that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because he, with the righty opening up, it was essentially an opener. He pitched one inning. You get that, the right-handed lineup, a bunch of lefties in there, and then you pitch Ray. And I guess it would have been the same with Whisenhunt, but you give him a clean game.
Well, I think with the thing with Whisenhunt, what it did, I think he was flying this morning, is from what I understand. That I don't know if he flew out last night or maybe it was too late. I think what happened was, Dallas, the decision last night to call the game was too late for him to catch a flight, so he caught an early morning flight, and he probably didn't get in till about 3:00 this afternoon.
Right. Because as soon as you can leave is about 5:50 in the morning. That's a 5-hour flight plus 3 hours time difference, 8 hours. So, it would be tough to get there before 2 or 3 o'clock.
Yeah, so I think that's what they did. And the really cool thing I was mentioning about this is with Ray getting to start, it was really like a game starting, because he got his regular session like it was a starting game, because it started in the bottom of the second. He was like, okay, I'm pitching on the road, or more like a home game, actually, because he started the game. He didn't have an at bat for the Giants, and then he sat down and then came in. He got his warm up, and then came.
It was 1.5 innings of the first day, so you came in at the bottom of the second inning,
right. So it'd be just like a home game, starting in the bottom of the first. You go through your regular starting routine, and this is what the Braves could have done with a starter, but it would have been just like, for them, it would have been, hey, the guy is just started out. But I love the idea that they did that. And I was thinking about this last night. I think the Giants outsmarted the Braves, and it affected game 2 because they got to Richie in the first couple of innings, and they scored 5 off of him.
Yeah, and Ray gave you some length, so you didn't have to burn the bullpen much the first game. So everybody was available, all hands on deck the second game.
Right. Yeah, Philip, I think you're probably best just leaving the batting order, and you're right. Leaving Chapman in one spot. Schmidt down at 7. I prefer to have Adames below Schmidt, but Schmidt just went through about a week of dry spell, but he's still hitting 283. I mean, that's very, very respectable for a guy with that much power.
Yeah, and I think you send him down there, let him figure things out and get going again, and then they'll move him right back up. So I think it's pretty good as far as management of the lineup, other than the oddness of having Chapman lead off. But now you got Arraez, which is a lot better.
Yeah. Mark Graves, warning, Mark Graves. I will give you a little tune of this. I'll wave the hat when the sound stops.
Out of Tennessee, where the Smokies rise, Tony Victory brought us fire and pride. They say he's unproven, green as spring grass, but he's got a way, makes you believe fast. Tony Victory, they don't all agree, but he talks like a man who can part the sea. Dodgers looming, doubts run high. Can he lead the Giants to touch the sky? Tony Victory, time will see.
And of course, there's two wins today, so you'll be playing it a second time a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll close the show out with it. Dallas likes this song. I think that I like the song. Everybody's got. But I'm a little bit more. I like some country music. Some of it.
We haven't been hearing it much lately. It's good to hear it.
Yeah, we haven't heard it. You know what? Yeah, let Casey fight through it. He's earned it. Yeah, I think so in a way. Yeah, you're probably right, Philip. So I don't want to put the comment up, but I'm hearing that what our friend Marty Lurie is over on another show talking about the Giants can make a run and get into the playoffs in a wild card. What Marty? I love you, but what are you thinking about when they have no pitching? You can't win without pitching.
You might have to make a song for Marty.
Marty has CTE. That's a little too close to home. He's getting up there. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. He's over and he doesn't want to trade any of the toxic 3. That's another way of putting it. We got the unholy trinity and the toxic 3, and he doesn't want to trade any. This is the time you got to trade them. This is the problem I've been seeing with the this is the problem I'm seeing with the Giants media. You gotta pick a lane. You gotta pick that lane.
Well, I think it's great, and I called into Larry last night and told him that I think it's great that they're making those guys available and just making it known that these guys could be moved, and whichever one you can move, they should do it. If it's Adames, if it's Chapman, if it's Devers, you move off of it. You free up $25 million or however much. You might have to eat a little bit of it, but you've got Ray's $25 million coming off the books. You got Arraez's $12 million coming off the books. You got Malley's $11 million coming off the books. You add that all up, and you've got $70 million to spend.
Why do we keep chasing 500, everybody? I mean, the Giants are 12 under. That's just to get to 500. For them to get a playoff spot, they're going to have to win 80. I'm going to say 87 as a minimum, and it might not even be enough. What's their record, Dallas? 31-43, right?
I'm not sure. I don't have it in front of me.
I think. Let me look. Giants' record is 31-43. To get to 87 wins, they have to go 56 and 30. Wait, they've lost 43?
Yeah. If it's me, I proceed.
56. That would be 87 and 75. They would have to go 57 or 56 and 32. 56 and 32.
Yeah.
That is, you know what that is? That's 636 ball.
It's crazy. You don't even talk. Let's say win 10 in a row.
636 ball.
I'm saying if they win 10 in a row, then you can start having those types of conversations. But they have not put together a winning streak of more than 3 games this year.
Right.
It hasn't happened. So there's no consistency with the lineup, with the hitting, with the pitching, with the bullpen. There is no phase of this game that this team can string together a good run. And they have not been able to do that yet. So until they can do that, there's no playoffs. Not going to happen.
Exactly. Dallas has been cured, everybody. I am telling you, Dallas sounds like a man who has been completely cured.
Dallas is getting healed from CTE. He's getting tired of watching this complete pile of excrement. He says he can no longer work for Greg Johnson. He wants completely free of Larry Bear. He said he's repenting of his SF Giant sins. He wants to be set free, but he's still struggling with.
Oh, wait,
There's
that 10 game. He did 10 games.
Yeah. He's losing hope by the day, but still thinks that it's possible for a 10-game win streak and back to 500. Dallas get free of CTE and accept the fact that this team is headed for 90-plus losses.
All right, there we go. We got a little bit of stuff in there for Dallas too, but I think Dallas is almost healed. He's got a little bit of a little bit more of ivermectin he'll be taking to try and completely rid himself of that bacteria or whatever's in there. But if the Giants did pull off the unthinkable and did 10 games in a row, I in a way, I kind of hope that doesn't happen. Why? Because they won't sell, and then they'll think, maybe we should buy. And then they'll be like, and they'll trade off one of our greater, top prospects thinking they got a shot. And then
you can't buy.
Yeah, please.
I mean, I still think that you have to move Ray and Arraez, even if you win 10 games, just because Whisenhunt can fill in for Ray, and you've got a second baseman in Schmidt. You're not going to even miss those guys, and they are expiring contracts. You get something for them, or they're gone. So, regardless, those guys have got to go. And then, just from a long-term perspective, those guys, those big three, they're old now. They're getting older, and you got to figure out a way out of these at some point, and you might as well do one now, because if you get the opportunity to somewhat break even on it, you should do that, because you've already blocked Schmidt and you've already blocked Eldridge, and then you got a lot more guys coming up that are going to be blocked. You got these guys signed to 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and their replacements are going to be here before then. So
just tells me if they don't sell these guys, Dallas, they have zero plan. They don't know. They don't have an actual plan, because those guys that you mentioned, those guys that are going to be coming up, you can't block all those guys either. And
No. Now, they are a couple years away, but you should start
Yeah.
making room now.
Right. Yeah. Philip, you're right. What if they trade 2 of the 3 and keep Webb? No, it's just another half measure. I agree. Hey, let's give I did see this on social media. I did reach out to Larry yesterday. Saw a little video a few hours ago. Pretty tough. Golden retriever, really great golden retriever. They were trying to raise some money for tumors, but then they just found out, I believe it was yesterday, that the tumors had spread to the lungs. And so it was nothing they could do. And if you've got a dog and you know what that's like, it's one of the worst feelings in the world. I've had to do it a few times, and I dread thinking about it for my Buster, but man, better to love than not loved at all, as they say, right? Though.
That's right.
So, yeah, so tough day for the Krugers, and man, I mean, I know when I lost faith, what was that? Not last year, the year before, I had to put her down. It took me several days just to, kind of stop thinking about it all day, Still, yeah.
And you lost faith in the Giants early this year.
Yeah, I did. I lost faith, but that's a lot easier to take than losing a pet. I tell you that. If I've said this on the show before, and I'll say it again, if I had to choose between having my dog, which is always right here during the show, there he is. Hi, buddy. Say hello. If I had the choice of, if you told me I can keep my dog for the rest of my life and he'll be just as happy and healthy versus the Giants winning the World Series 5 years in a row, I'll take my dog. I'll take my dog 100 out of 100 times, because that gives me true joy, my dog. The Giants winning a World Series gives me temporary joy. I think Dallas might have got frozen. Did you get frozen, Dallas? I think so. Let's pull him back out and then back in. And but yeah, I'm taking my pet 100,000 times out of 100,000 times. Yeah, it sucks, Johnny. It really does. So, yeah. User says, don't let this front office make these deals. We would be in first place if we had Harrison, Yaz, others instead of Turd Devers. I don't know if we'd be in first place. You would be a playoff contender without Devers, and if you had Harrison pitching like he is now, and you had Tibbs in the minors, my goodness. But Posey better have the balls to make tough decisions. It's smart business, and it will put the team ahead of schedule. Absolutely, it'll put the team ahead of schedule, especially if you trade Logan Webb. Look where the White Sox are today, guys, by trading Garrett Crochet. Yeah, the Giants were, I don't know what it is with the Giants. They used to have the right guys, but that was when you had Brian Sabian running things and he knew baseball people. He hired the right people. Going through, yeah, cats and dogs. Doesn't matter. Pet's a pet. Yeah. Pets are special, man. Exactly, Christopher. I don't know. Is there anybody? Tell me anybody that would choose the Giants winning over your pet. Maybe you don't really have a pet, or you just have a pet and you don't really enjoy pets. I don't know. I'm like, man, Buster brings me, I just enjoy my pet so much. Joe Boyd, this is the worst bullpen in MLB. Yeah. Well, that's a lot, Fosse. Yeah, I mean that's dedication. I hear you, man. Pets they give you true unconditional love, and they are there for you. You know, I'll tell you a story about this guy right here. Let me see. Where is he? There he is. Let me put the camera on him. Hey, buddy. I'll tell you a story. True story. I was having physical therapy after I had physical therapy after my hip surgery and everything, but the therapist, he comes to the house and he's got his own, table. But when I had a little bit of a concussion during the same period, he worked my neck because, to loosen up the neck area and when you got your hands on your neck, my dog who loves the therapist because he comes over and I'm on the table and I'm neck's being, worked on, and my dog here, Buster, takes his paw, puts it up on the table and tries to pull the therapist's arm off of my neck. He wasn't being aggressive or anything. He was just thinking I was in duress and he was trying to protect me. I just thought, man, dogs are just the best, man. They just do whatever it takes to please their masters. Yeah, that's right. We do have Father's Day coming up this Sunday. So 4 more days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, 4 more days. So, hey guys, we've been going 53 minutes. You guys want to play a little, you want to talk some more Giants, or you guys want to do a little more, you want to do a little immaculate grid? Tell me in the chat what you guys want to do, because I want to kind of lean toward the end. An immaculate grid can take about 20 minutes. So, I like that. Maybe that's why. Yeah. Dog is God spelled backwards. Truly man's best friend. Hey, thanks, Christopher. Yeah, thanks to all the fathers out there. Yeah, we'll probably be doing a show on Father's Day, a short one. You guys want to do a little, let me see if we can do a little immaculate grid. We'll need you in here. Looks like Dallas maybe had to get back to his kids, which I get. Trading 2 of the 3 should be the goal. I agree. I would love to get rid of all of them, but if they can get rid of at least 2. Now, what's your order, guys? I want to hear your pecking order on trading Chapman, Adames, Devers. Mine would be this. Mine would be Devers, Adames, Chapman. Devers, Adames, Chapman. That would be my order of the unholy trinity. Or tell me what yours is. I think Devers because he's blocking Eldridge. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. Do Monday. Appreciate that. What's your guys' order? I've got Devers. I knew that was the case. Adames, Chapman, Devers. Okay. I got mine's the exact opposite. Well, not quite. Devers, Adames, Chapman. Yeah. I'm getting rid of the longest term contracts first, man. Get me rid of the 8-year and the 6-year. left, or what is it? 7-5 after this year. Justin says, Gregorio says, Adames, Chapman, Devers, Justin Kerwin, Devers, Chapman, and Lee, and Ray, and Ramos. Yeah, people do get desperate for pitching. Yep. Adames makes $31 million next season. Wow. All right. Well, geez. All right. Let's see what we got here, guys. What are we getting today for Immaculate Grid? All right, we're going to move quickly through this, have a little fun as we close out the night. We'll be back tomorrow night. Don't forget the video I got coming out tomorrow, guys. All right, here's what we got. We've got players who played. Oh, wow. Look at that. We got players who played only on one team for their whole career. That'll be fun. We can look at Buster Posey right there. Speaking of the guy. All right, Boston and the Marlins. We need a player who played for the Boston Red Sox and the Miami Marlins. Give us some names, guys. Who do you got? We need some Boston and the Marlins. Boston and the Marlins. Who do we got? I got to look at the chat. Anybody helping us? Come on, guys. What do we got? I'm looking here. Chat. Mike Lowell, Sour Shoes. Mike Lowell. Okay, we got any other takers? I haven't seen Nathan Eovaldi. I think. Wait, what? Yeah, Nathan Eovaldi. Didn't he play with the Marlins? I know he was with Boston. Josh Beckett was a guy I think I remember. Gosh, how many? That's tough because the Marlins haven't been around that long. I think Adam Duvall may have. What do we got, guys?
Tower says Josh Beckett.
That's a high one, though. How about the guy was a pitcher for I remember Brad Penny. He was with. I remember him with the Marlins. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Johnny Cesari just said it. Brad Penny. As I was thinking it. I'm going to go Brad Penny. Let's go Brad Penny.
Dan, I'm going to let you close this out.
No worries.
Okay, we'll see. Internet's a little wonky, so I'll get back to it.
All right. 0.9. All right. We'll see you tomorrow, Dallas. Thanks, man. All right. Houston and Boston. Who do we got for Houston and Boston, everybody? That should be a lot easier. That's got to be easier. There's got to be a lot of them there. We also know, we can't say Roger Clemens because we know that one is going to be like 20% or more. I need some names from the past. JD Martinez was another popular one. Trying to think of what do we got in the chat? Billy Wagner. Okay. Josh Reddick, Hanley Ramirez. Yeah, those are I think maybe too popular. Kurt Schilling, I think. Kurt Schilling, did he play for the Astros? Didn't he play for the Astros early in his career? I think Kurt Schilling. Anybody back me up on Pete Runnels? Pete Runnels, who's that? Pete Runnels. Are we serious? Is there a player named Pete Runnels that anybody's heard of? I could go with it. Pete Runnels. Gregorio says Pete Runnels. Never heard of him. I'm going to trust you because I'm okay. Pete Runnels. Let me pull it up here. Let me get Pete Runnels. Wow, from the 50s. Hey, look at that guy. All right. Thank you, Gregorio. All right, let's go. Boston with a under 3 ERA. Boston with an under 3 RA. How about Bill Spaceman Lee? Thank you, Gregorio. There we go. Did Bill Spaceman Lee have an ERA of under 3? No, I don't think Sauer. I don't think it has to be a starter. Doesn't say, doesn't distinguish. Luis Tiant, Oil Can Boyd. That's a good one. Dennis Oil. Do you think he was under 3, Philip? Aroldis Chapman, Pedro. Yeah, those are the way the game works. We don't want to get too obvious. I know that. How about Oil Can Boyd, Philip says. I'm going to trust Philip and go with Oil Can Boyd. Oops, did I spell it wrong? Dennis Eckersley pops up. Let me put in Boyd. Oil. Oh, he does show up as Oil Can. That didn't work. We lost. We're out. We missed on Boyd. Shoot. Don't do it, Dan. I already did it. It's too bad the chat takes a minute before you guys put it in for it to pop up in here. Don't do it. I did it. We're done. We're done. Shoot. All right. Well, let's go to Baltimore and the Marlins. Baltimore and the Marlins. Players who played for the Orioles and the Marlins. Who played for the Orioles and the Marlins? What do we got here? Dan Connerly early. Philip, you said no, but it doesn't pop up into the screen till I see it. And I got to go to a different page. I got it. What do we got here? Trevor Rogers, I think's one. Jonathan VR. Let's go for some old guy. Somebody that played a long time ago. Oh, we got a current player. What do you think about Tanner Scott? Tanner Scott. Ooh, what do you guys say? Sean Anderson. What are we on? Orioles, Marlins. Tim Raines, Jeff Conine, Charles Johnson. Let's go. I'm pretty sure Tanner Scott was 1%. All right, there we go. Orioles, Houston. Orioles, Houston. Orioles, Houston. What do you guys got? See if we got any names. Or Charles Johnson? Charles Johnson. Do you guys remember Kevin Bass? He was an outfielder for the Astros. I think he might have been with Baltimore one year. I really loved Kevin Bass. Glenn Davis. Trying to think. Anybody current? Trey Mancini. Didn't Trey Mancini played for the Astros one year? What do you think? Trey Mancini? Luke Scott. All right, Johnny. Luke Scott. I never heard of him. We're going to go with him. Johnny, don't. Mike Scott, who got caught up. Luke Scott. All right, let's see if he pops up. Luke Scott. All right, there we go. All right, we need somebody with the Orioles under a 3 ERA. That's Jim Palmer, Mike Cuellar. Yeah, Mancini might have been good, right? Mike Scott, who got caught with Glenn Davis. Yeah, I think he was one. I mentioned him. Who had an under 3 RA with the Orioles? We're under 3 RA with the Orioles. We could be looking at Luke Scott is a Google answer, probably. Under 3, Jim Palmer, Mike Cuellar. Oh, what was that pitcher for the? Oh, he was good with Baltimore. The Stanford pitcher, McDonald. Talking about Ben McDonald? No, that's LSU. The Stanford pitcher. I don't remember. Stu Miller. Did you look that up, Johnny? Stu Miller. How about Ken Holtzman? No. Who were the 4 pitchers? Dave McNally. I don't know. The 4 pitchers won 20 games for the Orioles one year. All right, help me out, guys. All right. We're not getting too much help. I'm going to go with Stu Miller. Charles Bender. Are you sure, Christopher? Charles Bender. Charles Bender. Did he play for the Orioles? Charles Bender. You're going back. This guy played in the 1900s, early 1900s. Did they even keep ERAs back then? I can't do that. All right, I'm going to trust Stu Miller. Okay, I'll just do it. Stu Miller. All right, Johnny, let's see if you're right. Oh, good one. All right. Okay, now we're getting into a player who played only with one team with the Marlins for his whole career. I wonder if you could pick a current player who's been with the Marlins and not, he's still playing, but he hasn't actually played with another team yet. I wonder if we can do that. I can't think of any Marlins that came up with the Marlins. Did they ever keep anybody for their whole career? Seriously, the Marlins got rid of everybody that was good. Johnny says they don't have one. Yeah, I can't. Maybe it's a player who's still with the Marlins that came up. And how about Sandy Alcantara? Did he come up as a Marlin in their farm system? He hasn't left yet. How about Jose Fernandez? Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking the same thing, Johnny. He died as a Marlin. Alcantara. Pick a rookie of this year's team. I think, didn't Alcantara come up? He's never been with, was he traded to the Marlins from another organization? We going with Sandy? I'm going to try it. Sandy Alcantara. Oh, we're wrong. Why? Is it meaning retire? They're not giving us that. That stinks. Did he start with? All right, we got two left. Bad night. All right, Houston Astros, one team. Houston Astros. J.R. Richard. I'm going with it. I'm sticking with it. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going J.R. Richard. You're not changing my mind. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't remember him being another player. J.R. Richard. There we go. 7%. Oh, he was traded. Nobody gave me a time. You guys got to be quicker on this. Ugh. All right. Only one team with a under 3.0 ERA. All right. How about in a season? How about Matt Cain? How about Matt Cain? Did Cain have a season where he was under 3 ERA? I'm pretty sure he didn't he? Matt Cain? Yeah, he definitely had years. I'm going with a giant here. I'm going Matt Cain. Our score's already screwed up, so who cares? I know he came up a giant and retired a giant, so we're going Cainer. 2005 to 2017. We got it. Matt Cain. There we go. We didn't do too well tonight. We missed 2. All right, guys. Awesome work. We'll be back tomorrow night. Dallas should be back with us. Giants win 2 today. And no, they're not getting back into this race and trying to get into the wild card. That's not thinking for the future. That is, look, the Giants haven't had a winning season. Somebody asked earlier in the chat, when's the last time the Giants had a winning season in the second half? You got to go back to 2015, folks. They have not had a winning season in the second half in over 10 years. Well, there you have it. There you have it, guys. I hate to be so blunt. I love those guys. But this is why we go with the logo. Hold on. We'll move this off. And we'll put this up. This is... Where are we going here? Why is that not popping up? Huh. I thought we had an overlay that popped up. Oh, I know. I got to just remove myself. Wait, maybe I need to do it this way. Maybe I need to go like this. Maybe I need to go like that. And we put up our logo, everybody. What does our logo say? It says, no homers, just truth. This is why our channel grows. You guys come here not to hear homerism and false hope. I would love to tell you the Giants are going to be there and let's just stick with it. I don't want that. Do you guys see the vision? Can you see the vision that's right in front of you? I mean, why do they all want to stick with the status quo? What is wrong with a rebuild of young players? How do you think you won the World Series for 3 out of 5 years? It was all, for the most part, homegrown talent. It was 3 guys in the pitching staff, Kane, Bumgardner, and Lincecum, and then you had Vogelsong, and you had other guys that came up, and you made some trades, but the infield was all entirely homegrown. It was Posey, Belt, Panic, Crawford, and Sandoval. You gotta see the vision that's right there. It's Bryce Eldridge, the superstar you build around, and then it's Joshar Gonzalez and Jesus Hernandez, and the 4th pick in the draft, maybe it's Jackson Flora, solid pitcher, and the 29th pick, and then it's your second baseman might be a Gavin Killeen, and maybe you got Casey somewhere in there, and then you got Bo Davidson and other guys. Now, all of them might not hit, right? Okay, but you got to give these guys insane. That's pretty, you nut. Dallas is he's not Dallas is not a homer. So this is where it's at. No homers, just truth. We're 9 out of 10 years this year with a non-winning team. Let's close this show out, guys.
Out of Tennessee, where the Smokies rise, Tony Victory brought us fire and pride. They say he's
the Giants get 2 tonight.
Green as spring grass.
Yes.
But he's got a way.
I mean,
you believe fast. Tony Victory, they don't all agree.
Really hard to keep running it back. Look, Devers, Chapman, and Adames, they had their seasons. They had their nice seasons. They're not what they were on their card a few years ago. This isn't 2019 Matt Chapman, okay? This is 2026, 2025, 2020. Matt Chapman's a 240 hitter, a 20 home run guy now, okay? Maybe he gets to 24, 25. We'll see. Adames, He's streaky as heck. Devers, he's been a 235 hitter with a 30% K rate with the Giants. So, yeah. Make sure you guys hit that like button, all right? Hit that like button for me, please. And let us know, we're the No Homers, No Casual Network. And I shouldn't say no casuals. We got some casuals. That's all right. But we're the No Homers. We're just going to give you the truth. You know what? We're going to give you not the company line. Insane. It's a curse, I swear. Oh, look. The Giants are probably... I still think they end up 3-3 on this trip. I think they lose tomorrow. They lose 2 of 3 against the Marlins. They come home 3-3. If they do something better, great. They're shooting for their first sweep tomorrow night, all season long. We're almost 75 games into the season, and the Giants are shooting for their first sweep. Remember, for the Giants to win 87 games, they got to play 636 ball and win 56 games and lose 32. They got 88 games remaining. Are the Giants winning 56? 24 games over 500 to get to 87 wins? I mean, what are we thinking? Let's say 85 gets you in. Let's just say 85 gets you into the playoffs. Are the Giants going 54-34 the rest of the way with this pitching staff? No way. No way. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you tomorrow night. Thanks again. Let's get this. Let me pull this up here and get this out of here. Oops. Hold on here. There's the logo. How do I get it off here? I don't even know which one I put up there. This one. Oh, wait a minute. How do I get this thing off here? Nope. I don't know what I did. Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's this one. I don't know what I'm doing with the switchboard. This is great. I can't get this off. Oh, I know what I got to do. There we go. All right. I don't know what I did with the logo. I can't seem to get rid of it. All right. I'm over here, guys. Hey. All right. I'm going to get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Let's see if we got a little John Miller here to tell us out of here. Where's my package? I don't even know where that went either. Here we go. Take care, everybody. We'll see you.
Goodbye.
We'll try it one more time.
Goodbye.
Take care, everybody.